There is a lot you can spend your time doing in PokeMMO. Berry farming, PvP, and shiny hunting being the most notable. However, today I wanted to highlight a very awesome part of PokeMMO that I feel a vast majority of the player base tends to neglect or possibly doesn't even know about. My name is Young Cabbage, don't forget to subscribe, and today we are going to be looking at the King of the Hill legendary Pokemon, how they work, and where to capture them. Before diving into the video, I did just want to give a huge shout out to my friend DragoTamer. I truly could not have put this video together without their help, so I just wanted to give them the proper credit here. Now, to kick this off, let's first talk about how capturing these Pokemon works. Each of these Pokemon can be found in a specific location. The chance to encounter one of the legendary Pokemon is known to be between 1001 to 7999 at the time of recording. However, there is a catch. There is literally only one of each of these legendary Pokemon all across the player base. In order to beat others to catching this legendary Pokemon, I have two tips that I think are very important you should keep in mind. The first one is going to be that the legendary Pokemon has a 100% chance to catch with any Pokeball, so I wouldn't worry about bringing a catching Pokemon or wasting a Master Ball if you do see one. The second tip is going to be that it's possible to do a repel trick by leading your party with a level 70 Pokemon and spraying a repel to isolate the legendary encounter. I will make a deeper guide on repel tricking here soon, but hopefully that makes sense for now. Now again, I do want to reiterate that there is only one legendary Pokemon across the player base at a time, meaning if somebody captures this Pokemon before you, you will not be able to find it in the wild until that player logs off the game or is defeated in battle. This leads us to our next point. What happens after you catch one of these legendary Pokemon? Now, unfortunately, you cannot keep the legendary Pokemon permanently. You also cannot fly, use an escape rope, teleport, change regions, or even channels. However, it does mark them off as captured inside of your Pokedex. But in terms of use, you can only command it and use it in battle temporarily. It also cannot leave your party, meaning that you cannot hide it in your PC. After catching one of these legendary Pokemon, it is announced via a system message to all other players, and the game forces you to have the legendary Pokemon as your follower, letting every other player you come across know that you are in possession of the legendary Pokemon. So what now? Well, from that point on, until you either lose a battle to another trainer or until you log out of the game, you are forced to auto-accept every single battle request sent to you. One cool thing is that you actually get to use the legendary Pokemon in these battles though. Before diving into the battles, let's go over a couple other very important things to note. First, the legendary will take the place of your Pokemon in the 6th or last slot, so make sure that your first 5 Mons are strong enough to handle the challenges that come your way. Secondly, the battles are a triple battle format. If you're unfamiliar with this format, research the battle style or build a good team comp for triple battles, as that really could be to your benefit. And third, based on the information that I have been able to collect, for every player you defeat in battle with a legendary in your team, you earn around 1,000 battle points. Be careful as well though, as your Pokemon do not heal after each trainer battle, meaning it is only a matter of time until somebody steals the legendary from you. Another thing to note, if you have not picked up on it already, is if another trainer does happen to catch these legendary Pokemon before you, you can always just defeat them in battle to quickly steal the legendary as well. When you are defeated, you will lose ownership of the legendary and spawn at the last PC you interacted with. Now that you understand the ins and outs of these King of the Hill legendary Pokemon in PokeMMO, let's talk about which legendary Pokemon you can capture that fall under this category. For the Kanto region, the legendary is Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon. You can capture this Pokemon just inside here, inside of Cerulean Cave. For Johto, you can find Lugia, the diving Pokemon, inside of the Whirl Island Caves. It is also the only Pokemon that can be found on water by surfing. One other thing to note is that if you do plan on going to the depths of this cave, you are going to want to enter from the top right section of the Whirl Islands. Searching in Hoenn gives you Rayquaza, the sky-high Pokemon. He can be found inside of Sky Pillar and honestly is my personal favorite legendary on this list. For Sinnoh, you are going to find Arceus, the god of Pokemon himself, and you can find this deity roaming around Mount Coronet where I was hanging out at the beginning of this video. And finally, in Unova, you can find Keldeo bounding around the Moor of Icarus. Now, this last part is going to be aimed at a more niche audience, but if you've seen my video where I cover how to sketch legendary Pokemon exclusive moves, this is how you are going to be able to pull that off on your own. As you can see here, I have a bunch of different smear goals that have a bunch of really cool exclusive legendary Pokemon moves. However, if you wanted to go and sketch these moves for yourself, going and finding these legendary Pokemon is going to be how you go about that. One really cool thing that I do want to note is that there is currently a move that to my knowledge has not been sketched by any player before. That move is Psycho Boost, known by Lugia. Now, what makes it so hard to sketch is that it has been confirmed by HUIGE to have a 1 in 20 chance to appear on Lugia whenever he is captured, making it extremely rare. That certain build with Lugia is also holding a choice item, meaning that you will need to knock off the item or steal it in order to see the move even happen. I know myself, along with a lot of other collectors, would pay a pretty penny to copy that move, so maybe consider that whenever you decide which legendary you want to look for first. And that just about wraps it all up. Now, I know a lot of information was crammed into this video, so feel free to scroll through the timestamps to go over anything that didn't quite stick with you. Also, I would recommend reading the forum post in the description of this video, as it does hold a lot of valuable information surrounding this topic. And if you're so inclined, leave a big thank you to Broken Bulb for providing all of this information for us. If you've read through the forum post and scrolled through this video and still have more questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments here, as I do answer every single one. Even if it's just liking it, I do want to go out of my way to provide a place where you guys can get your questions answered, where you can communicate, and ultimately where we can enjoy PokeMMO together and have a fun time. So thanks again for watching. Like this video if it was helpful, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I would also like to give a quick thank you and shout out to all of the YouTube members. You guys truly inspire me to be the best that I can. I'm grateful for you guys every single day. If you have not become a member yet, please consider it by hitting join on my YouTube homepage, and I hope you guys have a great day.